Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It's Brian Terrian from the Disability Digest here. Welcome to our YouTube live today. I have Philip and Nadine are here for the show. Thank you so much for joining today.
Glad to be here.
Today's one of my favorite topics we're going to cover. A lot of people have been writing in about their feeling about being pinched for, I got to turn my camera on. Here we go. How about that? About not having enough money. They want to make some more money, concerned about their check with all the stuff that's in the news. So we are going to talk about maximizing your income today with earning money through like a side hustle, part-time job. So I'm going to go through the regulation of like what you can legally do and keep your benefits. And we're going to talk about some things that people could do that maybe aren't quite ready to go back to work, and examples of what other members are doing here. And then we actually have some openings here at the Disability Digest where we are really aggressively looking for disability recipients that would like to join our team. So that's what we have on tap today, side hustles. Let's see. In the news, first of all, Philip Price is here, runs one of the fastest growing, largest Facebook groups that is out there. And we have partnered up because Philip's group provides support and the Disability Digest provides like the how-to, like what you need to say and do to get approved and get your benefits, keep your benefits, all that stuff. So a while ago, I said to Philip, because he was approaching 10,000 in his group, I said, "Oh, let's make it interesting and put up some prize money, right?"
Yeehaw.
Yeah, yeah. Which I'm definitely, I am excited to do. Philip deserves it, and so does everybody in the group. So here's what we're gonna do. How many people are you at in your group right now, Philip?
9,888 or
Okay.
87.
9,888. So what we did for prize money is this. If you joined the group after when we started it, and I'd show you Philip's group, but Facebook appears to be down for some reason.
Yeah.
If you joined the group after we started this promo, then your entry into Philip's Facebook group goes into a drawing, and between 9,600 and 10,000, it's entered, and there'll be a $50 prize if your name is drawn. Now, if your name is drawn and you're also a member of the Disability Digest, because it's like the 1-2 punch, you get the support with the directions, then it's $100. If you're present when we do this announcement, like we're getting really close and it could even be next week, then it's 2 times $100, which is $200. So $200 could be paid out to you if you joined. That's 2,000. Now, we have a second prize, which is the 10,000th member. If this happens at like 1 in the morning or something, Philip, I don't know. I don't know what you're going to do to monitor it, but
I'm usually up. Usually
yeah.
up.
So the 10,000th, did I say that right? 10,
Yeah.
that's a
1,000.
10,000th member. Will receive $100. When I say the money part, it's an Amazon gift card, so it doesn't have any impact on your benefits. It's a gift. Plus, you'll get a free 30-minute consult. People are consistently asking to speak with me, and you can use it anytime within, say, the next 12 months. So if you are already approved and you get your CDR and you want to meet with me, or you're looking at going back to work, or you just came into a pile of money, whatever one of the common questions could be, that time is on me. So if somebody is in that group, invite some friends. Odds are in their favor. There's like 167 spots left. And if you're already in the group, well, make sure you're present next week. Actually, next week, we have a special guest
Mm.
coming back, Attorney James Mitchell Brown. Um, and no pun intended, he is going to talk about musculoskeletal, the listing of anything that has to do with your neck and back, about what you really need to say and do to get your benefits approved and keep them. So we're going to spend maybe 12, 15 minutes on that to really give you some clarity. Um, so that's what I mean about, no pun, because he's coming back and he's going to talk
Mhm.
about back. Anybody get
Yeah.
that? You get
Yeah.
that? And then we're going to take questions because there's been a lot of questions about benefits and how they will be impacted with the new administration. And he is the person, one of the people that I have a lot of respect for in this because he's very much in the know. He has contacts in Congress. The list goes on and on. He'll tell you all about it. So that's what we have on track. Also today, we're going to do something different for questions. You're welcome to enter your question into the comment section, but when I'm done this piece that I want to go through and share with you, I'm going to open up the phone lines and you can call in and, you know, ask your question, give a comment. Maybe you're thinking about going back to work or you have a side hustle. As long as it's not a tax question or something like that, I could probably help you out. So we'll do that today. You can also, again, submit your question via chat in the Facebook group. I don't know how you're going to get it though, Philip. Can you get into Facebook? Is it available on your phone?
It was a minute ago. Let me go look. Yeah, it's open.
It is? Okay. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just the web um, app. Yeah, I see it as well. Okay, good. All right, let's get on with the show. Um, while I'm doing this, I would like to know for those of you that are out there, is there anybody that is currently doing something part-time, even if it's hobbyish? Like, what are you doing? And maybe that's something that, um, others could do. I'm not saying you need to create your competition, but, if
Yeah.
you have a dog sitting or pet sitting business and somebody could do it in their area, then that would be great. So first of all, let's talk about how much money you can make. And these links that I'm going to go through with you, these are all in the description of this video. Just scroll down to the bottom, and this one is how much you can make. So on this page, this video walks you through similar to what I'm going to do with you. And I'm going to address the amount of money that somebody can make that is already approved for disability benefits. The amount that somebody can make while you're going through the application process is different. And that's a slightly different conversation. So for this, the key is if you earn below the allowed amount, what I refer to as the allowed amount, which in 2025 is $1,160. If you stay below that every month, ideally like 20% below that, then you can earn that amount of money each and every month. Once you go over that amount, then you start to trigger a trial work period. And you have limited trial work periods. You have 9 of those. They don't have to be consecutive and they can be used in a rolling 60-month period. So you can use your trial work periods to show, like, if you want to take in a massive amount of money out of a, at once, you have 9 opportunities to do that. It's not as effective if you are filing your tax returns and doing a 1099 because it shows that one lump sum of money. So the key to working is making sure that you understand the regulation and stay within the allowed amount. Let Social Security know that you're going to be working and follow whatever guidelines that they ask of you. The best way to do that is just in writing with confirmation of receipt. Um, So here at the Disability Digest, you'll hear about some of the openings again in a minute that we have, but we've had disability recipients working here since 2007. Dennis Berry was the first one that started. And definitely people have had some reviews, but we haven't had anybody had their benefits jeopardized. Even beyond the first review, nothing has happened because everything is there. Everybody's encouraged to properly document and stay within the guidelines. So I know it works. This is a Social Security regulation. So I mentioned that there was a separate um, regulation for those that are working, and that amount is $1,550. And I just want to briefly touch on it. Working and earning money when you're going through the disability approval process is like a catch-22. You're trying to prove that you cannot work, but you really need to be out of work in order to get your benefits approved. So this link, you can come in and look at that for going through the approval process. I mean, the best way to do it if you have an intention of working, if you can, is to not work through the approval process or keep your income really low, like in the hobby level of $300 to $500 a month, and then look at what your next move is once you're approved. I mean, there's many people that have done work as their profession that they're not able to do full time anymore, but they've gotten approved and gone back and done it part time. So, a few ideas for you. So that's how much money you can make. Um, you know, uh, uh, this is just to address the people that are out there that might be saying, you know what, Brian, this is all good, but I'm so banged up. I can't physically even work. And I just, or maybe mentally, whatever the reason is, you're just not in a position to do it. So an idea for individuals that fall into that category is to find something that you can, like, at your level where you're at right now, to engage in. And that might be as simple as, if you're bedridden, small random acts of kindness, texting or calling, or doing something if you're really in a severe situation. If you're maybe a step further and getting engaged in your community, maybe there's some volunteer work you could do at your church, or other organizations that are out there. But doing something with a commitment to engagement to test your body. So as you see me moving, I'm trying to like participate in my message here. Anybody get that? But that's been really helpful for people. There are services through Centers for Independent Living that you can easily get involved in. And if you're not in touch with your Center for Independent Living, I encourage you to be. Um, and we profiled their work here. So do something. Where I see a challenge for people is going from not working to this grandiose idea of going all the way back to full time right away without doing something that is like a random act of kindness, getting involved in your community, doing some volunteer work, and testing yourself. And I expect they do that driven by financial reasons. I understand all that, but I'm just trying to maximize um, your chances of success, right? Okay. Next, and remember out there, I'm going to open up the phone lines in a minute. You'll be able to call in. Love to hear from you, or you can definitely submit your question in the text chat about what we're covering today, and we'll take some general topics as well. Okay. Um, Next is, I'm going to open up and show you my screen here. We've collected different things that our members here at the Disability Digest have done. And this page, again, is one of the links. So I'm not going to go through everything in detail. I'm just going to kind of give you the ideas. Um, Freelancing. I think freelancing in today's environment, there's plenty of platforms out there to do it. We're very familiar with Upwork here, where you can go and you can do a freelance. Maybe it's teaching, maybe it's coaching, maybe it's part-time customer service work. something like that where you can do it on a controlled schedule like yours. So freelancing is something that has been successful. Um, and this is a fantastic interview by Salah, who has done some work for our company. She leads and runs a branding organization which helps companies like the Disability Digest formulate their identity. Um, and she suffers from severe chronic illness. And despite all that, she has successfully run an amazing business. This is truly an inspirational video. I definitely encourage you, anybody, to listen to that. And working here, we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. We have interviewed others that have done mystery shopping, building a website, blogging, YouTube channel. I think YouTube and social media is a great opportunity for individuals. One, it's not easy. Two, it's not quick, but you can do it at your own pace. And I know many people out there have a message. It's just a matter of getting over that. Like typically, it's the fear of putting your face in a camera and putting it on the internet and then telling your mother you made a video and asking her to watch it. Once you get over that, and get going, there's things that you can do to help people and help yourself, right? Um, so listen to Matt. He built a YouTube channel, and there's people that work for Centers for Independent Living. Good interview with member Jim Troxel, not Jim Troxel. Jim, I'm sorry, Jim, I'm forgetting your last name. But he's a works in for he's a housing counselor at Centers for Independent Living. Donating plasma, garage sailing is another great way. I don't think this is spelt right. I think that should be sailing. That's like sailing on the ocean.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Sounds
um,
good to me.
yeah.
Let's go.
Another way that I feel is really an effective way for people to supplement their income is to consider insurance, especially Medicare, because we do a lot of Medicare work here. And the reason why I say that is one, it's super confusing for people to understand their Medicare. Um,
Mhm.
And two, working in the Medicare environment provides, a great value of helping people choose the right plan, stay on the right plan. But from a business perspective, for somebody that's a disability recipient, um, the benefits are this. You can earn money when you enroll somebody in a plan, and they're going to pay the same amount for that plan anyway. And most Medicare Part C plans, Medicare Advantage, have zero premium. So you're providing them value, enrolling them in a plan, and getting paid. It's no cost to them, but the value is your advice. When you get that upfront commission, that definitely counts towards the amount that you can make on a monthly basis. But after the first 12 months is up, you start receiving residual income, $20 to $25 a month on each one of the customers that you generate. That money is passive income, like owning income property. So there's an interview in here with an individual that went through the disability approval process, and the judge reviewed his income, and he had all of his residual income, which kept coming in, but he was still able to apply for disability for that very reason. So you have upfront money that you can make by those that you enroll.
Mhm.
And once you start getting the residuals, if you have 10 clients at $25 a month, that's $250 a month. That money doesn't count.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because it's past.
Passive, passive. Now, the barriers to entry to getting an insurance license, of course, you have to go through and study and pass and get, your test and all that. And then you have to other certifications. But that's the barrier to entry. So you have to take that in consideration. I think if somebody is, they've got a 10-year work horizon that they want to do, that's something that you should definitely, take into consideration. At least listen to the interview and the information so you can evaluate it. Our own Philip Price has provided some practical tips for people to succeed in working, that we have recorded and put in here. We have others that have done travel agent. Sissy, who actually is on vacation right now, traveling somewhere, is a travel agent. And then there's other return to work success stories that we've included here of people that have, been totally transitioned from a disability recipient back into full work. So information that our intent is to just give you different ideas or learn from other people or get inspired by what they've done. Perhaps it will either, encourage you or inspire you to do something. So hopefully you find that helpful. All right, remember, we're going to turn the phone lines on here in a moment and we'll take some questions. Okay, the next piece, I'm going to say it's some self-promotion. I'll not say it is self-promotion. As we have positions here at the Disability Digest, as I mentioned, we have what we refer to as advocate positions. And this is what we refer to as a step one in the application process. So what an advocate does for work is, in the work that is done by advocates, it's done by Philip and Nadine. They do other things as well, but they also do this advocate work, is contacting members that have joined us or called in or requested to speak to somebody here. And the common purpose of the call typically is to help them understand how to use their membership, how to use our disability approval course to get approved, and maybe help them decide if they can do it on their own or if they're going to need somebody to help them get through it. That is our strategy. If somebody is approved for disability, it's a similar call to help them maximize their benefits, help them understand what they're entitled to, what they shouldn't be paying for, and to really help people do the things that we say we do here, which is get and maximize their disability income. So these positions are really ideal for disability recipients because, first of all, they typically get it because they live it. Like Philip, 6 years you've been here, something like that?
6 years, yeah.
6 years. Congratulations. But like with Philip, we picked up a lot of tips from Philip just in what he does to like reduce his medication cost and different things with his benefits. So when you're living it, you typically get it. That's why these positions are ideal from that perspective. Um, and oftentimes people would like to have the extra money. These are part-time jobs. They're flexible. In the time that you can do them, you'll earn money to stay within the limits. You could transition to a full-time work environment here if you wanted to, but that's not necessary. So, and usually disability recipients have an abundance of time because they're not working. So those are the reasons why we found these very successful. So if this is something that you would like to learn more about, then actually, Nadine, I will put this in the chat and you can put this out in the respective communication channels. So I'd go to this site first. This is step one. I'd wait until after the show and do it. But once you have completed step one, which is to fill in some information at the bottom of this form here, basic information and your work status. And there's a question here about, do you have a vocational rehab benefit planner? And I want to talk about that because that has to do with step two. Step two in our process is once you have applied, your step two has two parts. One is to provide us with an assessment that a benefit planner has done for you from vocational rehabilitation or to have one done. There's no charge for these. They will assess your skills. They will help you confirm or not if your skills are in line for this job. They will provide you possibly with any extra tools that you might need. Maybe you need computer or high-speed internet, or you need something to accommodate your work environment. That's what they're there for, to help you get into it, right? So benefit planner, it might take you 4, 6 weeks to get an appointment, get an assessment. And that's important for us because it will help us validate it. And it's also an extra resource that you can use and we can use with you, because maybe you have a lot of the attributes that are required for this job, but maybe you're a little like need a brush up in a certain area. Maybe you've been out of the game and you haven't used like different tools that we use. So they could be utilized for that and pay for it. Okay. So that's where the benefit planner will come in. The second part of this is you're asked just simply to send us a video, and the outline of the video is in here, but just a quick video as to how the Disability Digest has helped you, how you feel you could leverage that experience and help our members out. And those two will be evaluated, and that's your step 2 process. Might seem like it is, an extra step, but for us, we're just looking for a few people that are really a good fit at this, and these two things will help us determine it. Now, if you happen to complete these steps and it's not a fit for you, here's the value. Most people are going to get a continuing disability review, and your benefit planner might do an assessment on you and say, listen, man, I don't see that you can do any work. I really don't. And maybe you think you do, but they don't think you can. But when you get your CDR, your continuing disability review, that assessment could be helpful. Typically, the assessments are that this individual could do part-time work in this environment. That could also be helpful evidence for your CDR. So there really isn't a lose here. You invest some time, you get some information, and then you have a shot at getting a job. Okay. So that's it. But I'll tell you what, if you do come here and you work here, I'd like to say that, I can see the end of the need for this type of work here at the Disability Digest. But I almost 2 decades of doing this. I know the needs of individuals that are trying to get approved are going to be at an all-time high, unfortunately, really soon, sadly, because a lot of things that are going on. So that's my take. So check it out. And we would love to have you consider working and then come join our team here at the Disability Digest. Right. Okay. So we talked about, let's just do a recap, how much money you can make. And I'm going to open the phone lines here in a minute. How much money you can make, things that you can do if you're not quite ready to, right? Shared some of those ideas. Back to work concepts. We talked about those. We talked about positions that are available here at the Disability Digest. And if you don't want to work here at the Disability Digest, I would strongly suggest that you go get an evaluation anyway, because of the reasons that I mentioned. Maybe other things out there that you're interested in doing, or other jobs. Okay. While I get the phone lines fired up, Philip, I believe you mentioned you had a few of your group members had some questions you wanted to cover. Let's take care of those, and then I'll put
Okay.
the number up on the screen in a minute, folks, for you to call in.
All right. First question here is ALJ judge denied me. Who is after them to appeal to, or am I at the end of the road?
Not at the end of the road. The next step is called the Appeals Council, where this is a specialized area of work, but I am familiar with it. And that decision that the judge made could be evaluated. My suggestion for that step is to, if you went to court with a disability representative, find out what their level of experience of it is, and if they do a lot of them, if they're good at it. And I would also consider asking others. Here's why. It's a specialized area of work. Like I've been doing this work for, like I mentioned, almost 2 decades. And those that we help get approved that are at that point, there's 2, sometimes 3 different external opinions that we get on the case to decide if it's worth going forward at the appeals council, right? So it's a combination of somebody that's really good that specializes in this work that's looking at it, and for them to notice something in the judge's decision that could be overturned, right? If you don't have that, might be better, probably is better to sit it out, wait for you have increased severity of conditions, new diagnosis, and apply again. Hopefully you're still insured.
Mhm.
All right, next question. Can you apply for SSDI while on sick leave, or you must leave your job and apply after 6 months of no income or employment?
You can apply. Yep. You're not working. So the thing to consider there is you're still on your job and you're getting paid for sick leave, but you're not engaged in the work. You're not like doing what I'm doing here. You're just home recovering. So you can apply. Ideally, it's best to wait until you can apply for disability like the day that you're out of work. The percentage of approval for those cases that start that early are like single digits. Ideally, you want to wait till like month 5 till you've kind of validated that you've been out of work for a while. And then the approval percentages go way up. Now, there's some slight exceptions to that. If you've had like a massive accident or something and it's just totally final, there's going to be no recovery. Yeah.
All right, next one. So just found out today, both my SSDI and SSI cases are at the decision right, but that it can take another 60 to 90 days. Is that normal?
Yes. Yeah. So this individual has gone to court in front of a judge. And the judge makes the decision and then sends it to a decision writer. So it's that handoff there. Some of these decisions can be, I've seen them 20 pages. So they put a lot into the decision. So it does take some time.
Can you collect SSI and SSDI both?
You can. It's not common. And the reason why it's not common is because SSI is an asset based program. And if you're receiving a disability check, like average check is $1,350, just that check amount will push you over the allowed amount. But you could get other assistance if your check amount, is in that or below the $1,500 range. You can get Medicaid, versions of Medicaid, which come with SSI. So the cash part, likely not possible if your disability check is really, really low.
Mhm. Yeah. I also have a question, because we were talking earlier about trial work period. We know that it lasts for 9 months. It doesn't have to be consecutive, but for how long can a disability income recipient use that 9 months of trial work period? Like, do they have to use it within a year from the time that they've been determined disabled? How long do they have an option to use that?
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't reset. That's a good question. Mhm.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. Um, we can keep the
I
questions
got
coming, but I'm gonna open up the phone lines here. Do you have some more, Philip?
one more.
Okay, let's do that. Then I'll open the phone lines. Hang on, everybody. We're gonna get to you.
All right, Jake says, my wife hasn't worked in over 2 years. Can her onset date be the date she stopped working? Would she get 12 months of back pay if approved for SSDI? Where does the 5 months wait for benefits begin?
So this is a good one. The onset date should be the date that the individual stopped working because of their conditions. So if it was 2 years ago, then it should be that date. And you can go back and get a maximum of 12 months of back benefits. But the reason, so you might be thinking, well, why do I go back further? The reason why is when you're approved, you want to go back as far as you can so that your Medicare will be active when you're approved. Because if you apply now and you have a earlier onset date, then you may not have enough in that 24-month window to get your Medicare. So point that I'm attempting to make here is there's a 24-month period from the time that you are eligible for your disability benefits to when your Medicare starts. So the further you can go back with the onset date, the quicker you're going to be able to get into your Medicare benefits. That one's confusing.
Confused me, and I know it.
Yep.
We got a
All right, that
follow-up.
was.
Oh,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
sorry about. Yeah, we
Go
got a
ahead.
follow-up in here about the topic that I asked earlier. So they're wondering what happens after 5 years. Do they not get any trial work period anymore? Like, what if after 5 years, that's the only time that they felt like they can or do some, part-time work?
I don't, I think after you've used your, okay, if you used 4 of your trial work months within a 5-year period, I'm not
Mm.
certain on this because I've never been asked this question, but my hunch is you've used up your trial work. So it's 9 months over 5 years. That
Oh,
is the deal. Um,
And it
so
does not reset. So
right,
once you
okay.
use it, you've used it.
right. Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. We can keep the questions coming until the phones light up here, but encourage people to call in with their questions. I'm going to open up the phone lines here. The number's up on the screen. It is 844-717-2454. Question, case review about your
Mhm.
benefits, going back to work, success story, Christmas shopping tip. It's another one we're getting lots of questions on. Like, what can people are writing in saying, "Oh man, I'm so frustrated. I want to like do some Christmas shopping, and I don't have much cash or resources to work with." So if anybody's got some tips out there, we've covered this in the past. Like, generally, the position has been from others is it's a season of giving. It doesn't have to be tangible. You could
Yep.
give some time, could do some babysitting, some grandkids sitting, you could do some baking. Those are some of the ideas that have come up in the past. So if there's anything on that that people have to contribute, that would be helpful to others. Yep. So again, you're welcome to call in 844-717-2454. Any other questions that we have that have come in the text chat?
Yeah, so while we're waiting for someone to call in, we have a question here. She said, I left full-time public school teaching and tried retail, desk job, remote, and small business, and I couldn't maintain any of those. after applying, will I still be told to try other jobs again?
One moment. Whoops, I think I messed the call up. Is somebody on the line? Oh,
Hi,
I guess I didn't.
I'm here. Hi,
Oh, hi, this is Brian. I
can you hear
can
me?
hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you
Wonderful. Who
perfectly.
am I speaking with?
This is Kelly. My name is Kelly Modes, and I did put a couple of questions in the chat, but they were very vague.
Okay. Are you trying to
Um,
like test us with the vagueness or?
well, I think, my thing is that I've been on temporary state disability, coming up on one
Mm-hmm.
year, and I'll be 62 this
Mm-hmm.
year coming up in 2025. So I'm trying to figure out, because I have a torn meniscus, but I also have severe arthritis in my knee, and I have an orthopedic doctor who I'm working with. And so I'm wondering at some point, and I've learned so much from you guys. I want to commend you on that. But going forward, I'm wondering if I'm able to apply for SSI,
Mm-hmm.
and then once I'm of retirement age, then it would convert over to my SSI, right?
Well, that's possible.
If I would.
Possible. I want
Mm,
to make sure I understand, Kelly, your
yeah,
situation.
for sure.
So, looking at your area code, it looks like you are in the great state of California. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes.
so you're on a California state disability currently?
Correct.
Okay. And when did you stop working?
I'm still employed with the County of San Diego, but I am on a doctor's leave. They've held my job, but it's not something that I'm going to be able to go back to, because I believe I'm not able to sit or stand for long periods of time.
How about a date?
And
When
they
was the
just,
last time you worked there?
I want to say it was April of last year.
Okay. April of 2023, right?
Correct.
Okay.
24. So it's coming up. This will be coming up on 1 year.
Okay. Okay. So just this April. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
And so your question is, can you apply for disability and will it transition into your Social Security retirement? And tell me like the type of work that you're doing. Was it administrative where you were sitting like 6 out
Yeah,
of the 8?
administrative.
Okay. And how many
Yeah.
years did you do that?
How many years?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been doing it for a long time.
Is
Not with the county, but I mean, I used to work for Department of Motor Vehicles. I worked with I worked for TSA, so I've always been in
Okay.
some kind of government work.
So for more than 5 years then you've done this.
Yes.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not able to do it, like what is the limitations that are preventing you from doing it? Like, are you not able to sit? Are you not able to stand? Is there
Correct.
typing
I can
challenges?
sit well, no, the typing part of it is good, but as far as like being able to sit and then stand, some days are better than others. I can do it for a little bit, but they're not going to give me a part-time position to do that and then accommodate me sitting and standing. You know what I mean? They just want someone who's going to come and sit and do what they're told.
They
for
want their
8
job
hours.
done. And when you say a little
Yeah.
bit, is a little bit like an hour, 15 minutes, 10 minutes?
It would depend on the day. Like right now, I've been sitting for about an hour, and I have radiating pain in my right side of my leg, and it goes down through my meniscus. So then I would have to get up and start moving. Stairs are very challenging for me. Yeah, it's just, and my doctor's like, there's no surgery at this point to help remedy this. If I was to have a knee replacement, it's a little too early. So So, I mean, I have the doctor, I've done the appointments and, everything that they've been asking me to do or coaching me.
Okay. All right. Very helpful. Well, this is my assessment. Are you sitting down?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, you can stand
Well,
up if
now
it
I'm
gets
moving.
uncomfortable.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you.
The real thing to consider in this, Kelly, is that you have not been working. It'll be since April, right?
Again.
So May, June, July,
Yeah.
August, September, October, November, right? So you haven't worked in
Mhm.
7, 8 months. Um,
Yes.
and it doesn't sound like there is a solution for surgery or anything that is on the horizon that would, medically give you the opportunity to get some relief from this. So if you're not able to work,
Right.
that's what the disability system is for. Now,
Right.
side note, you're in my opinion, one of the best states because you have California state disability, which you're able to collect right now.
Mhm.
So the premise of your case, because of your career, is that you, or one, would need to be able to prove that you cannot do your administrative job because of the sit, stand, and other restrictions that you
Right.
have. And
Mhm.
that you wouldn't be able to do you wouldn't be able to do that because that is your career. That's what you've known for more than 5 years.
Right.
So if you're asking my opinion on
Mhm.
what you should do, I would one, look yourself in the mirror and say, can I work? Get the answer to that.
Mhm.
Two, if the answer is no, you should apply for your disability benefits because it takes a while
Mhm.
and get them approved. Now, the next part is this transition question.
Mhm.
Let's say that your Social Security disability check is $2,000 a month. I'll just use that as an example.
Mhm.
Your question was, does it
Okay.
transition into can you transition it into another check for retirement? When you get your disability check, that's pretty much the maximum amount. So if you look online,
Right. Mhm.
so your check amount doesn't change when you reach 65 or
Mhm.
70. Your status from a disability recipient
Mhm.
changes to a Social Security retirement recipient at age 65. That one thing
Yeah.
changes. Um,
Right. That's what I was.
yeah, yeah,
That's what I was taking from.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay.
another way to look at it is it's a chance for you to lock in your higher check amount, unfortunately,
Yeah.
because of the conditions that you have.
Right.
Yeah. So hopefully that was helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess what I need to do now, because my doctor did just put me out for another 4 months, will take me till April, which puts me out for the 1 year. So I basically have the history going forward.
Mm-hmm.
And with my doctor, I guess what I have to do now is figure out how to apply for Social Security disability and go through that process. So,
So
and I think
watch the replay,
go
and
ahead.
I'm going to walk you through what to do. You can do whatever you want, but this is my 2 decades of experience in what to do.
Yeah.
At the Disability Digest, there's a green button. You want to click on that, and then you want to go forward and complete your membership. And
Yeah, I think I'm already a member.
okay, so when you joined as a member, did you join as when you were working full time?
No, just I would say within the last week I did it.
Okay. All right, great. So then you want to get into the disability approval course. You want to reach out to somebody
Okay.
via email or one of the advocates here so that they will get you into the beginning section of the disability approval course that will help you understand what you
Right.
need to do to apply for disability.
Okay.
and then they'll walk you through the strategy. That is your next step. And in the course, you'll learn from other industry experts, many that have been on the show, like what to say, what to do, what information you need for your application, how to submit it. And you can get an idea if you want to do everything on your own. It's all right there. It's the same
Okay.
basis of training, Kelly, that those that we represent and partner with to get their benefits approved, we use the same strategy. So you can do it on your
Okay.
own, or if it's a fit, you could have it done for you, right?
Okay. And then at some point, like I was intrigued that you guys were saying,
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear it, Brian?
Yeah, we can't hear Kelly on our end.
Yeah.
what? Yeah. So,
Um,
okay. You guys have been very helpful.
well, welcome. I thank you for calling in, and I'm just trying to get a visual on. I'm sure the weather is like 80 degrees and sunny where you are, as it always is.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I'm in San Diego. It's not, it's our winter, so it's a little foggy. But it is a little, let's see, I'll just tell you exactly what the weather says. It's, I'm not going to complain. Where are you guys?
Well, we're all over. I'm in Vermont.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Oh, so you have snow.
we have, well, at the moment it's rain, but yeah.
Oh, okay. So our low is 47 today, and our high is 67, and it's cloudy all day.
Oh,
so it's not bad. But tomorrow, it could be 70 degrees, and the sun's out, and we'll get a 4-hour window of warmth, and then you layer back. It's all about the layers here.
Right. Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Kelly, I thank you for being a member here. I appreciate you calling in. I hope that this has been of some value for you, and we look forward to helping you out.
100%. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Okay.
Okay. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So I made the mistake of stopping the screen share, Philip and Nadine, which cut off your audio. My bad. All right. Okay, we have another caller here. Thank you for calling. This is Brian. Kind of staticky. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello. I can hear you, but it's really staticky. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah? All right, let's try it. If not, I may ask you to call back in if I'm not able to hear you.
Okay.
Who am I speaking
Hi,
with?
Hello?
Hello?
I'm Maria.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that.
My name is Maria.
Oh, Maria, okay.
And I'm calling from Puerto Rico. I'm calling because I'm waiting on my hearing date, and I wanted to know what should I focus on. I've been out of work since January of this year.
Okay.
I have 4 different conditions. My limitation is I have strong headaches. I got low vision. I got loss of vision. I went to the doctors of the Social Security, and I passed all the doctors' assurance, like the mental, the neuro, I don't know how to say it in English, neurocirujano, the neuro, and also the one for the eyes. I had all their examines. But I know my age is because my age is what I think is holding my case. Because I passed all the doctors. I got 4 different conditions. And now I'm waiting on a hearing because I was denied an initial and reconsideration.
Okay. How old are you, Maria?
41.
41. Okay. And do you have somebody that's working with you that will be going to court with you?
Yeah, and my doctors, they did me RFP.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. All right. And
I had 2 head surgeries.
okay. Have you been using our disability approval course?